Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Friday evening, November 29, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video. I'd really appreciate it if you guys get this video up to 100 likes. If you don't know by now, that's how the YouTube algorithm works. We all like the video and then the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out to more persons who are in the path of these tropical systems so that we can keep everyone safe, especially during the peak months of Atlantic hurricane season, that's August through to October. Share this video with your friends, your co-workers, your relatives, and even your church brethren, and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. For those persons who are joining us for the first time, you can see that the videos that we have here on Weather Jamaica are very long, but I'm not forcing anyone to sit and watch the entire video. Please use the progress bar at the bottom of the video, and you can also use the timestamp that I provided not only in the comment section but even in the description of the video. Click or tap them, they will take you to the parts of the video that you want to see the most, so we can all save time and get on with our night. Please ensure that you guys leave a comment down below letting me know what the weather has been like in your area recently. Also, feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. Alright, so let us take a look at the US National Hurricane Center 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. And we can see that as of their latest update, that just came out at 6:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that just came out an hour ago, considering that it's 7:08 p.m. right now. Tropical cyclone activity is not expected during the next 7 days, and we only have one more day left until we're officially done with hurricane season. So it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting the next name on our list, which is Tony, not to mention Valerie or William at all, and we're indeed grateful for that. But we're going to be looking at the next 7 days in terms of what the supercomputer models are showing. First, we're going to be looking at the Euro model, and we're going to be focusing our attention on the timestamp right here. We're going to be looking at the Caribbean, and we're going to be looking for what we see on the key on the right. The reds into the oranges, into the golds, the yellows, the greens, that represents inches of rainfall. You know, the more colorful it gets, that's the more rainfall expected. All the way from the greens, that represents the 1 inch of rainfall, all the way to the darkest greens, that's 5 inches, the 6s and the yellows all the way up into the 12s. That's in the red, that's a lot of rainfall. But let us see exactly what unfolds. For reference, we have Jamaica right here, and as usual, we're going to be looking at what the Euro model is showing first, and then we're going to be looking at the latest GFS. So this latest Euro model just came out this afternoon between 3 and 4 p.m. and we can still see that we have some amount of moisture in and around Jamaica for sure. But look what's happening as we head into Saturday. We still have some amount of moisture. This is 6:00 on Saturday, which is actually 1 a.m. and we still see some dark greens. We still see some patches of yellows in and around the island of Jamaica, even as we head into 15:00 on Saturday. That's about 10 a.m. on Saturday. We still see a lot of moisture to the south of the island, but we're starting to get in on more breaks. We're starting to see more whites than anything else across Jamaica for sure, to signify that we might be losing out, or we might be wrapping up with all of the bad weather with this drop. But clearly by afternoon, the rainfall is definitely back. Daytime heating definitely going to be contributing to rainfall. 18:00 on Saturday is 1 p.m. So we see rainfall is definitely coming for sure. Sunday, something similar, rainfall especially to the south of us, but afternoon rainfall is definitely possible. Monday, definitely clearing out and improving, but we still have some afternoon rainfall coming. Tuesday, something similar. And then Wednesday, we see that a frontal system is expected to come. We can see the flow of the isobars around that ridge of high pressure right here across the eastern United States. We can see the line of moisture associated with that cold front reaching all the way down into portion of the Greater Antilles. So we're going to be getting on some amount of rainfall as we head into Wednesday, December 4, especially across northern Jamaica. You know, we're talking about St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland especially. So get ready for that. And the thing is, it's not only the Euro model that's showing that, but the GFS too. But we're going to be going out some more to the next 7 days. So we see as we head into Thursday, we still have that frontal system lingering into portion of the Dominican Republic and Haiti's northern coastline right there. Also into eastern Cuba, section of Jamaica getting in on some of this rainfall into Friday, December 6th. And we're going to be stopping it right there at 12Z on Friday, December 6th at 7 a.m. And we can definitely make out the moisture associated with this frontal system. We can see the line of showers right here, still going to be lingering and bringing somewhat of rainfall into portion of the island. And we also see some rainfall that's expected across portion of the southwestern Caribbean into Central America too. So they are still going to be plagued with some amount of rainfall as well. Well, let us take a look at what the GFS supercomputer models are showing. So 6Z on Saturday is actually 1 a.m. and we can see the rainfall in and around the island as represented by the greens. Heading in to the afternoon, we see that rainfall is still going to be plaguing portion of the island. As we head into Sunday, definitely less rainfall, but we still have some isolated showers to expect, especially during the afternoon. Afternoon rainfall is going to start to be the order of these days as we head into the early part of next week, Monday into Tuesday. And then we see that as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, we're starting to get in on all of that northeasterly flow, a lot of rainfall associated with that frontal system, especially across northern parishes, more than likely in the nights, in the mornings as usual, and maybe the daytime heating would contribute to afternoon rainfall across section of some southern parishes. Either way, we see what's expected, and we see that at the end of the next 7 days, we still have that moisture from the frontal system touching down into the southern Bahamas, eastern Cuba, northern Haiti, and even portions of Jamaica. And we can also make out that rainfall that portion of Central America is expected to receive. And we see that both the Euro and the GFS models are in consensus with this. And we know that we look for consensus, we look for agreement when it comes to these models, and we definitely have that. And we can see the agreement even more on the accumulated precipitation forecast maps. This map from the Euro and this map from the GFS are both showing all of the rainfall that's expected from now up until Friday, December 6, 2024. And we can definitely make out the dark reds into the purples, the pinks, the peach colors into the light shades of blues. They represent anywhere from 2 all the way up to maybe 12 inches of rainfall for portions of Central America. You can see especially northeastern Jamaica going to be getting on the dark reds or the burgundy colors into the purples. So too portion of eastern Cuba and northern Hispaniola. And we also see some rainfall definitely in store for portions of Trinidad and Tobago and northeastern South America right there. And the thing is, we look at both the GFS right here and the Euro model, and we see something similar. Lots of rainfall definitely coming. The Euro model still a bit more robust than the GFS in terms of the rainfall for northeastern Jamaica. If we take a closer look at it, we can see for sure that the Euro model has up to 296 millimeters of rainfall in store for portion of northeastern Jamaica. That's a lot of rainfall, and we know Portland has the highest point across the island. So they're definitely going to be getting on somewhat of land slippages, maybe flooding, you name it, areas cut off. Some of this definitely spilling into portion of St. Mary, St. Anna as well. While the rest of the island getting in on those blues into the greens and yellows. It represents anywhere from 5 millimeters all the way up to maybe 50 millimeters of rainfall. Could definitely be higher in some spots, especially during the afternoon. And we see that the GFS is definitely in consensus with the most rainfall within the next 7 days, especially after we start to be affected by that frontal system. It's definitely going to be for northeastern Jamaica. The GFS is more reserved with the rainfall forecast totals up to 242 millimeters of rainfall, but still that's a lot for Portland in general, so they're definitely going to be getting it for sure. If we take a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can make out that blue spike line right here across the eastern Gulf of Mexico into the Florida region right there. We can, well, that's associated with that cold front. You can see a ridge of high pressure right here across the northern waters of the Atlantic that we know is responsible for sending all of the easterly trade winds across the main development region into the Caribbean. And we can still make out this broken orange line right here to the west of Jamaica associated with the trough that has been plaguing our island for the past week with clouds, showers, and thunderstorms. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images of the Atlantic before the sun went down, we can make out the clouds right here associated with the system. Well, we can make out the clouds associated with that frontal system that we saw on the surface map, definitely bringing some amount of overcast skies, if not some rainfall, to portions of Florida and the waters of the Gulf of Mexico. And we can definitely make out the clouds associated with that trough of low pressure right here across portions of Jamaica. Lots of showers, lots of thunderstorms for sure. That was the order of the day across sections of the island. We can make out that nice easterly flow, all courtesy of the ridge of high pressure coming in from the eastern Caribbean right there. All of this air piling up, lots of thunderstorms in and around the island, especially off to our southeast. Because if we reload these latest rainbow infrared satellite images and look at the very latest image, just came out at 0000 UTC, so that's 12 a.m. in UTC time, which is actually 7 p.m. Jamaica time. So this just came out 17 minutes ago, and we can make out these strong thunderstorms, especially to our east. Still lots of wind shear, sending most of the weather to our east into portions of Haiti, still getting in on the brunt of the weather. And we can make out some of the clouds to the south of the island of Jamaica as well. Alright, so we'll be talking more about the rest of the Caribbean's weather later on. Let us focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today, Friday, November 29, 2024. It was stated that rain is in the forecast for parts of southern and eastern Jamaica tonight, that was last night, and on the morning of Friday, November 29. Also affecting parts of some central and western parishes during Friday afternoon, and we highlighted that the viewers should come to our YouTube page. And just for reference, we know southern parishes, we're talking about those parishes like Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine, Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. Thomas. And we know eastern parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Saharan, like Portland, St. Thomas, Kingston, St. Andrew. Central parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Middlesex, like St. Anne, St. Mary, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine. While western parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall, like Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, Westmoreland, and St. Elizabeth. And what ended up happening? As early as 5:25 a.m. on Friday morning, Friday, November 29, 2024, we saw the thunderstorms. The thunderstorms were more so to the southwest of the island. We saw the convection, the reds, the blacks, the grays into the whites, and the purples, as well as the sparkling white dust that we know represent some thunderstorms. And a lot of activity was definitely taking place to our southwest. And then we had the upper level wind shear from the west southwest, sending all of those high cold cloud tops towards the east northeast, definitely bringing more overcast skies, if not some light rainfall to especially section of some western parishes for sure. Definitely overcast for the most part in general. And then at around 10:50 a.m. the infrared rainbow satellite image was posted on our Twitter page. By the way, I'd like for you to keep in mind that these posts aren't only made here on our Twitter page at Weather Jamaica, but they're also made on our Instagram page at weather.jamaica, on our TikTok page at Weather Jamaica, and on our Facebook page at Weather Jamaica 876. So if you have one of those social media platforms, please ensure that you follow us there, as we may post throughout the day that you can't afford to miss. So we can definitely make out the infrared satellite image at that time, 10:50 a.m. and we can definitely make out the shower and thunderstorm activity that was plaguing the island. Western Jamaica was definitely getting in on it, so too section of some southern and eastern parishes, and the waters to our south definitely getting in on a lot of thunderstorm activity. Then at around 4:05 p.m. we highlighted the last imagery of the day, showing that we're still getting on some cloud cover across sections of most parishes, seeing a kind of clearing across central Jamaica, but they were still overcast for sure. We saw some clouds across western Jamaica, but the brunt of the rainfall was definitely affecting portions of some southern and eastern parishes for sure. We can definitely make out the sparkling white dots that we know represent some amount of lightning strikes, if not lightning flashes. Lots of thunderstorms for sure across eastern St. Thomas and eastern Portland. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images of Jamaica before the sun went down, we can definitely make out all the clouds across the island. First of all, we can make out kind of that low level flow from southeast to northwest, and that upper level flow from west southwest to east northeast for sure. And we can see it all even better on the infrared satellite images. So we can see that central and western Jamaica definitely starting to clear out, but not necessarily 100%. There's still some amount of clouds across those areas, with these thickest clouds across portions of eastern Jamaica, but the heaviest thunderstorms are off toward east and northeast. You see the sparkling white dots out to sea. We know wherever the sparkling white dots are, that's where the thunderstorms are located. Lots of rainfall. We definitely have confirmation from See Jamaica's YouTube channel showing the halfway tree cam at around 2:41 p.m. And I'd like for you to keep in mind that these live streams from halfway tree, we're talking about Flat Bridge in St. Catherine, Crossroads in St. Andrew, the Kingston Harbor, guys, they're here for your viewing pleasure for free on YouTube. Just open up the YouTube app on your smartphone, or just go to youtube.com on your laptop or computer and go to See Jamaica, and you shall see these live streams right there. So at around 2:41, we're definitely getting in on some amount of moderate to some slightly heavy rainfall for sure across halfway tree. I was definitely getting it in my workplace in Kingston as well. This just confirms the rainfall for sure across portions of the island. And we definitely have some comments here confirming the rainfall, if not the overcast skies, across section of the island today. First, we have Novelet Grams 3438 stating good morning with the Jamaica. It's raining here in Mandeville. That was posted 9 hours ago. We had Moral Stair stating overcast and light drizzle right now in St. Anne. That was posted 8 hours ago. We have Neil Davis 3226 stating good morning with the Jam. Sky still overcast and cloudy, looking for more rain. We have a Play-Doh Heart Channel 2100 posting 9 hours ago, rain in Portmore. We also have some more comments coming in right here. We have Kimon Harris 8492 posting 7 hours ago, rained earlier in St. Anne. Werner Oder was posting 40 minutes ago, rain from morning to now. I wonder what parish that is. We have Active 4081 stating the sky is still overcast, now posted 12 hours ago. And even on our Twitter page, we had the comments coming in. First here from Bearded Miguel, posted 1 hour ago by Mobe Airport, and he highlighted this image from or by the Mobe Airport, highlighting the sunset over there in St. James. You can make out some clouds, but nothing too significant happening right there. Quite a beautiful image for sure. And we definitely have some more comments coming in. We have WM Portion Master stating just overcast now in Yorton, St. Catherine. We had some morning showers, but it's been a shower-free evening so far in my area. Leon and 278 others getting close depend line from Sunday. Boy, I can just imagine, but there's definitely gonna be some sunshine as we head into maybe Sunday for sure. Definitely maybe Saturday. The models are hinting at sunshine. Let us see exactly what unfolds, if we're going to still be plagued with that trough, because as I said before, these troughs can be tricky. I wouldn't be surprised if it's forecasting less rainfall and then tomorrow is the day we get the most rainfall. Guys, these troughs are tricky. We also have on our Facebook page Charmaine Blake confirming the cloudy conditions in Ocho Rios. Sylvia Bando stating the same for Brownstown in St. Anne. We have Gavin Thompson stating raining here in Maypen. Kemoy Bailey overcast in Mandeville. Nelly in Emoy Temoy overcast Portland. And even on our Instagram page, we had a comment coming in. Shock_Kira, let it rain, dark skies in Spanish Town. We have Debs 4000 stating cloudy skies downtown Kingston. We have Brina_, stating why the rain stop as me get ready for work. Oh my god, no, I can just imagine your pain. We also have Sean Simone stating rain just came down heavy in Portmore. We have a Priscilla underscore JJ underscore Lloyd. I really need the little sun so my work clothes can dry. I can just imagine your pain. High class, lawless. Boy, me just a prepare for the road. Get worse with the potholes. Boy, I can just imagine. And I wish the Jamaican government would be here actually, fixing everything while it's happening and not waiting for the rain to stop, because boy, it doesn't seem like the rain is going to be stopping anytime soon. Let us see if we're in for a wet Christmas, because as I've said before, the waters are very warm. So let's see some more comments. We have God's underscore favorite underscore daughter 46 stating loving the weather, no lie. Just sorry for the affected ones. I too am sorry for the affected ones, and we're going to be showing some footage shortly of some people who have been affected by all of the rainfall, flooding. We have Sapphire underscore 876x stating mercy me tired. And finally, we have Portmore Bell underscore stating kinda dark out by Norman Manley International Airport. An hour ago, you'd think it was a storm to how the rain and wind was going on outside. I definitely saw what you were talking about at my era of work in downtown Kingston. Definitely some good rain and some strong winds. Alright, so let us see what the National Works Agency has stated. They posted this at around 4:14 p.m. today, stating that notice section of the Danks to Chapelton Main Road in Clarendon now closed. Please note alternate route caution is advised. And we can see a video here of them doing some amount of maybe fixes or whatever the case may be, all courtesy of the damage that took place maybe due to the flooding for sure. Oh, I guess not. I think this has to do with the earthquake earlier this year. So I'm reading the release. It states here, the National Works Agency is advising that the roadway in the community of Crossroads along the Danks to Chapelton Main Road in Clarendon is closed with immediate effect. The closure is due a failure of the corridor as a result of an earthquake earlier this month and subsequent rainfall, which caused further deterioration. Okay, so it's a mixture of the earthquake plus the rainfall, definitely causing even more damage for sure. So they stated that the area has been blocked off. We also have from TVJ News that St. Thomas residents worried about flooding among prolonged rain. They stated here in the caption, some residents of Port Morant in St. Thomas are fearful they will be forced to seek higher ground if the rain continues as floodwaters threaten their properties. The residents told Radio Jamaica News that the Port Morant Square has been flooded from the western approach at the bridge and north from Curtis Bottom. And we also have here another post from Jamaican Matey and Groupie Pinkwall, highlighting that crocodile in Greater Portmore. Maybe that looks like a swampy area, but these things happen. We have a lot of rainfall, so the crocodiles are definitely going to be displaced. These things are normal. The crocs are going to be out for sure if everywhere is inundated with a lot of fresh water flooding. So they are going to be out and about, and we need to remember that they've been here first, guys. They were here first. These crocodiles were definitely here first. It's their place. Not saying that we want anybody to get bitten up or anything like that, but I see people doing the most and getting the crocodiles out of their habitat, and they were definitely here first if you actually think about it. All of us are basically generations of the slaves were brought here from Africa, and Jamaica is not ours. We're just here because of what happened in the past. So these crocs have definitely been here longer than us. I don't know, I see videos of people doing the most and taking crocodiles and catching them and putting them over there. Guys, it's their natural habitat. Let them stay in their area. We just have to be vigilant if we know that there are crocodiles in certain wetlands, and so on and so forth. We also have a Lystra primary teachers walk in dirty water in Western St. Thomas. Look at this. Look at all of this. This is flooding water going down a stairs at a primary school. This is crazy. Just to show the brunt of the rainfall that has been affecting the island in general, boy. Something needs to be done about this because that's just ridiculous. Let's see another one here from Jamaica and Haiti and Group State. I think flooding in some areas as rains have persisted for a week. And we're highlighting this video right here. Let's reload it, because this lady was highlighting that her bathroom was flooded. This is a toilet covered with murky water, guys. This is what we're talking about. We've been highlighting that the flooding could definitely take place, and it's finally happened. It took a while, but it's definitely here now. Lots of flash flooding taking place. We see a lot of persons liking the rainfall, but we know that it can definitely cause some issues for others. So it's not always a good thing. And guys, if you know that you live in a flood prone area, please, I know it might be difficult to move or whatever the case may be, but boy, anything is better than certain situations like this. We also had a video right here from Main Dangers _uncut, and let me reload it so that you guys can, oh, here it is. So I guess there's a lot of flooding on the road, and I guess we have some kids in a bus right here, and then we have some kids in the back of a truck right here, and then somebody fell off. All right, there we go, falling off into the water. Unfortunately, these things can happen. She looks to be okay. Hopefully everything is fine. Hopefully everything is fine, but it's nice to see that at least one of the boys was running to help that person. Same comment right here. Respect to the youth. We'll go help even though him did a laugh. Alright, so let us take a look at the very latest still image from the Weather Nerd site about what's happening across the island right now. Alright, so the latest still image just came out at 0025 UTC. So this just came out at 7:25 p.m. So that's what, 8 minutes ago, considering that it's 7:33 p.m. right now. We can make out some clouds, some convection clouds to the southwest of the island. And we can make out some clouds across eastern Jamaica as well as across the waters to the east of the island. We see some thunderstorms in here, and I think we can make out some thunderstorms, some sparkling white that's down in here as well. Let us match it to what we're seeing on the latest Cuban Doppler radar image. So let's reload this one, and it's going to be stopping right there at 7:10, really 7:10, and it's 7:34 now. Let's see if we reload it, if we can get maybe the 7:20, if not the 7:30 image. All right, there we go, 7:20. So the 7:20 image is showing that yes, underneath all of those clouds to the east of the island, we have some amount of rainfall in the greens into the yellows. You know, the greens represents moderado, which in Spanish stands for moderate. We know the fuerte in Spanish, which is the yellows into the gold, stand for some stronger heavy rainfall. So we can definitely make out what we just saw on the satellite image, that rainfall to our east right here with all of these colorful high cold cloud tops. Not seeing much across the island right now, but we can definitely make out what's happening to the southwest of us. That's the rainfall that we see to the southwest of us, causing these clouds to be sheared off and pushed off towards the east northeast. Maybe some overcast skies, some more overcast skies on the way for sure, but not necessarily rainfall. But maybe we could get some more rainfall later tonight, if not tomorrow. Let us see exactly what unfolds. If we take a look at the very latest Guantanamo Bay Cuban naval radar imagery, we can definitely see the rainfall right there between Jamaica and Haiti even better. We can see the greens into the yellows represent the moderate heavy rainfall, and we can also make out some rainfall across the portion of the northern portion of the eastern sections of Cuba. If we take a look at the very latest Cayman radar, let us reload this so that we have the very latest. Alright, so there we go. The Cayman radar, we know it shows a piece of Jamaica as well, western Jamaica. Not seeing much happening across there, but we can make out some rainfall in and around the Cayman Islands for sure. And if we take a look at the very latest from Sea Jamaica, showing the live cam of Crossroads. Let's see what's going on in Crossroads. Definitely can see that the ground is soaking wet, but we don't see anybody walking with umbrellas. We don't see any cars with their windshield wipers on at all. Definitely a fair night for the most part as we speak. 7:36 p.m. in the corporate area. If we take a look at the temperatures right now, We can still have 25 degrees Celsius in both Montego Bay and Kingston. And by about 4 a.m. on Saturday, temperature should dip down to about 24 degrees Celsius in both Montego Bay and Kingston. Taking a look at the temperature forecast for tomorrow. This map from the GFS is valid for 18D on Saturday. When calculated, that's about 1 p.m. on Saturday. And we can make out Jamaica right here embedded in some gold, some slightly orange colors that represents maybe up to 1, maybe up to 2 degrees Celsius above normal temperatures. And we know the normal temperatures for the month of November are around 88 degrees Fahrenheit. We're about to head into December, so the temperatures are going to be dropping for sure. Either way, 88 degrees Fahrenheit when calculated to Celsius is about the same as 31.1 degrees Celsius. So we should be receiving anywhere from 31, maybe close to 33 degrees Celsius at most for Jamaica's temperature on Saturday if we're getting sunshine. But if not, maybe we get cooler temperatures, especially where we have the overcast skies, if not rainfall. And we know we have to be checking in on what my GPS online is showing in terms of the outages and what's expected to happen across the island. We will have one outage for tomorrow. So there's a maintenance outage advisory out for Freetown in Clarendon. That's for Saturday, November 30, between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. So if you live in that area, or if you know anyone who lives or works in those areas, if it's going to be sunny, you know we're going to be having the lack of fans to keep us cool, or the lack of ACs to keep us cool. So we have to definitely prepare for what's to come. Definitely could feel hotter, especially if we're not getting in on the rainfall to cool us down. And we always have to highlight the tips to beat the heat. Always ensure that when you're outside you seek shade. Ensure that you are eating cold foods such as salads and fruits. Rest, make sure you get enough sleep, and rest if you're feeling tired. So take a cool shower or bath to help you cool down. And I cannot stress enough how important it is to always stay hydrated. Put away the sugar drinks, drink water instead. If we take a look at the dry air map, we still see that the most in the way of dry air is across the Western Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, the Northern Bahamas, while the most moist air is represented by the blue colors. The fact that we can make out the sea, we're seeing that the air is definitely moist. Definitely across the eastern to the central to the Western Caribbean, the Southern Bahamas, as well as right there to the north of the Leeward Islands. Regarding the Saharan dust, we can see that all the Saharan dust is right here across the eastern main development region, and Africa is represented by the brown colors. Some slight Saharan dust coming into portion of northeastern South America and portion of Trinidad and Tobago, but that's basically it. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can reload this imagery, because this is showing Friday at 8 a.m. So let me find the correct one. I want to have the most up-to-date information. I don't know why it's showing me the Saharan dust for this morning. I want to see the Saharan dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Saturday. Alright, so here we go. Alright, not much change. All the Saharan dust should be across the waters of the eastern main development region. And we're indeed glad that Jamaica is in the clear. Majority of the Caribbean, North America, Central America, and South America definitely in the clear for the same time period for sure. And we're happy that we're not seeing that vigorous plume. You know, the vigorous plume is represented by the dark shades of brown that we know can cause very hazy skies, not to mention some amount of respiratory illnesses being triggered, like asthma, sinusitis in some persons. So we're glad that all the Saharan dust is staying right there near Africa. In terms of the wave forecast for tomorrow, we can see that much of the Caribbean, including the waters around Jamaica, should be getting on those lighter shades of blues to darker shades of blues that represents anywhere from 0.5 meter wave height all the way up to 1.5 meter wave height. And that's because the winds are going to be averaging anywhere from 10 up to 20 knots across the Caribbean. And we see it with a kind of east-southeasterly tilt across the eastern to the central Caribbean, more so to the west, and then more so down into the southwest across the southwestern Caribbean. And we see Jamaica right here getting on some of the winds coming in from the windward passage. We see that northeasterly flow right here, touching all the way from the Bahamas all the way down close to Honduras and Belize. But regarding the close-up of Jamaica, we know that wind direction and wind speed has a lot to do with the forecast. And we see that both the Euro and the GFS are in consensus that an easterly flow of winds is expected across the island tomorrow. And we see the green colors. We see anywhere from 10 all the way up to 15, maybe even gusting up to 20 knots for the most part. And we can also make out the blue colors in here that we know represents where the least amount of winds are expected. We're talking about where all of the air could pile up if we get the daytime heating from the sun. So all of what's coming in from the east maybe could pile up those low-level clouds, becoming mid-level rain clouds, if not upper-level cumulonimbus clouds. And the upper-level winds are still coming in from the west-southwest. So any thunderstorms that's going to be affecting us definitely going to be sheared off towards the east-northeast, still bring us more in the way of overcast skies. We saw what was taking place today. Look at how the high cold cloud tops are being blown off towards the east. Not saying that the thunderstorms are pushing to the east, even although it looks that way for sure. But we know we have to deal with the low levels and the mid levels, and that has everything to do with the weather in general for the most part. If we take a look at the actual rainfall forecast maps now, this map from the Euro and this map from the GFS are both showing all the rainfall for around 2 a.m. on Saturday. Let's see if it actually unfolds. The Euro is showing a lot of rainfall to the east of Jamaica. We see the dark blues into the greens and yellows as well as oranges. Waters to the south of Jamaica getting soaked. Waters to the north of Jamaica getting soaked. Not seeing much across the island on the Euro, but the GFS tries to put some of the rainfall across portions of St. Anne, St. Mary, portions of St. Thomas, Eastern Portland, portions of Southern Clarendon, Southern Manchester, and Southern St. Elizabeth. We shall see exactly what unfolds. Then by around 9 a.m. on Saturday, this is what we're seeing. We're seeing the blues represent rainfall to the north of us, to the south of us on the Euro. The GFS trying to put some rainfall across eastern Jamaica, maybe St. Thomas, Portland, by 9 a.m. Sections of northeastern St. Anne, as well as northern St. Mary. We'll see how that actually goes. By 1 p.m. now, the Euro has rainfall across eastern, central, and western parishes in the blues. The GFS has rainfall across eastern and northern parishes. This looks more eastern and northern because we're not seeing much southern parishes, maybe northern portion of some southern parishes. We'll see exactly what unfolds at 1 p.m. Then by 4 p.m. we still see the rainfall stretching from the east to the west on the Euro. GFS more so central and west, especially northwest, maybe St. James, Trelawney. We will see how all of that plays out. As of right now, what we're seeing on the latest infrared, lots of clouds to our south and east. I've said it before and I'll say it again, these troughs can definitely be very tricky. We can wake up tonight at around 3 a.m. to a lot of heavy rainfall, thunder, lightning, flooding, and then we wake up at 7 a.m. to sunshine, and then all of the rainfall is during the afternoon. These troughs can be very tricky. No one is 100% sure about exactly what's going to be unfolding when it comes to these troughs. We can see that the latest surface map still has the trough to the west of us to indicate that it is still lingering, not pushing off and heading anywhere anytime soon, but it is still here. But as of right now, the supercomputer models are showing more so in the way of isolated showers, especially afternoon showers. So the forecast is for rainfall, especially across eastern Jamaica on the morning of Saturday, and then affecting sections of some central and western parishes, especially northern parishes on Saturday afternoon. And we see that both the Euro and the GFS accumulated precipitation forecast maps are in consensus. With this, we see the Euro definitely a bit more robust with all of the colors into the yellows, oranges, up to the reds, up to 0.72 in Clarendon, maybe more than that in eastern St. Thomas. GFS showing something similar for eastern St. Thomas, but not so much Clarendon. We see the most of it is right there across northwestern Jamaica. We'll see how all of that plays out within the next 24 hours. Either way, we're indeed grateful we're getting in on some rainfall to keep the temperatures down and to keep water in our pipes, not necessarily to cause flooding and inundation and problems for people like we saw in the footage earlier. But we know that's how these things go sometimes, unfortunately. Either way, we know that in terms of the rainfall that we usually receive for the month of November in Kingston, it's around 50 millimeters of rainfall. That's about 2 inches. In Montego Bay, it's around 5 inches of rainfall. That's about 125 millimeters of rainfall. And I'd like for you to keep in mind that if you'd like to find out what your specific parish receives throughout the year, you can visit weatherandclimate.com and they will show you that information so you can know how the rainfall is distributed throughout the year from January to December. And you can use this nice little graphic criteria that converts rainfall from inches to millimeters. You know that 1 inch of rainfall is about the same as 25 millimeters of rainfall. So you can do the math yourself. Alright, so that is it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So we can still make out that swirly right there, heading into portion of eastern Nicaragua, well, northeastern Nicaragua, eastern Honduras as well. We still see a lot of clouds associated with the trough, affecting portion of Jamaica, section of the Cayman Islands, eastern Cuba, the southern Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Haiti, Dominican Republic, section of Costa Rica, Panama getting on their fair share of thunderstorm activity. So too section of eastern Venezuela, section of Colombia, some rainfall heading into Trinidad and Tobago as we speak. We see all of the moisture pushing from east to west. And if we take a look at what's happening across the northeastern Caribbean, let us see the Doppler radar images. Not seeing much happening now as of 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. Some rainfall between the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Some rainfall to the east of Antigua and Barbuda as well as Guadeloupe. But if we load these images from earlier today, portions of western Puerto Rico definitely got on some isolated shores. Sections of the British Virgin Island, St. Martin and St. Kitts definitely got on some light moderate rainfall. And we can see on the Barbados radar right now some rainfall to the south of Barbados. Some rainfall heading into portions of St. Lucia, maybe southern Martinique, section of St. Vincent and the Grenadines getting on some of the action. A lot of rainfall definitely affecting portion of Grenada as we speak, if not already over. If we scroll down, Tobago definitely getting on some moderate to heavy rainfall as we speak, and some of that will definitely make it into portion of Trinidad as well. If we take a look at the wider view of Doppler radar images, we can make out that rainfall that's affecting portion of western Colombia, some rainfall to the east of Nicaragua. And if we take a look right here, we can even make out the rainfall that's right there off the west coast of Florida associated with that frontal system. And if we take a look at the actual rainfall forecast maps now, this map from the Euro and this map from the GFS are both showing all the rainfall from now up until 10 p.m. on Saturday. And we can see the rainfall in the greens and the yellows represents anywhere from 0.2 all the way to 0.3 of an inch of rainfall. And even more in the reds, close to an inch of rainfall. For portions of central to eastern Cuba, the Bahamas, section of Haiti, the Dominican Republic, the Cayman Islands, sections of northern Honduras, eastern Nicaragua, southern Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, northern Venezuela, northeastern Venezuela, sections of Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, sections of the Grenadines, sections of St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, Guadeloupe, the US and British Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico getting in some of the action. And we see that both the Euro and the GFS models are in consensus with this forecast. And we know that when they're in consensus like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.